Welcome to CS1032. This is a quick tutorial on how to set up a web page for publishing on the UWO website using the FTP software. This is going to be in three parts. We're going to publish the web page at Western, set that up, and then we're going to download and install the software, and then we're going to set the software up for file transfer. Part 1. First thing we have to do is set up our area on where we're going to publish the web page at Western. To do this, from our OWL, we're going to go into Lessons. And from Lessons, we'll go to the Week 1 HTML section. And we'll scroll down and we're going to go to the link that says Publishing a Web Page at Western. This brings up two more links. We're going to have our Web Resources Getting Started page and the actual Activate. The Getting Started has all the information that you're going to need on who can build a page and what it's involved. Highly recommend, obviously, you go and you read this page. Once you're done with that, come back here and click on Activate My Personal Web Space. Now this turns out to be fairly simple. All you're going to do here is put in your UWO username and your password, and everything will be set up for you. So I'll type in my username in there, and I put in my little super secret password, type that in, and then I hit the submit button. When I hit the submit button, everything in the background gets taken care of, and all of a sudden my publish activation was successful, and I'm ready now. I've got a web space put aside for me that I can put my information in. That is the end of part 1. Part 2. Downloading and installing the Secure File Transfer Client software. Now to do this, the links we're going to find, again, we'll go through Lessons at our CS1032 space and OWL. Again, we're going to find the link we want under Week 1. We'll select that and scroll down, and we come up with the link for the SFTP Secure File Transfer Client software. Click on this link, and this brings us to the page, bringing us to allowing us seeing the documentation. Click and open that, and there's the information I'm going to need to know. And this comes up with the frequently asked questions page. Now this kind of is dealing more with using the software once it's in, but notice up here I've got other options. I can click install, and install is going to tell me about how to download and install. And I look at everything here, shows me where the download site is, and gives me a step-by-step instructions on how to download, which is pretty much what we're going to be doing right here for the rest of this webinar. So I'll close this and I pick on the link to actually do the download. Comes up and I'm back into the WinSCP download site. Now you notice here in the middle it's kind of advertising. Ignore that. What I really want to do is select the link here, the installation package. So I'll select that link and I'll start the download for this. The download will start shortly, but of course on my system, because I block everything, I'm going to have to download manually and say yes, start the download. This way I've just got this set up the way I do so that nothing downloads automatically. Once that's there, the download starts, and you have the option of running or saving. And I save everything just in case I have to run this again. I have to go and download it. So I save it. It downloads pretty fairly quickly. We've got a fast speed on this, about 8 seconds, and it downloads. From here I go right to run. So yes, and run this. It's going to come up and ask me what language I wish to do it in. So I'm going to select English as the language I'm going to put this in, and starts the installation. I select Next. Here is my user agreement. Of course, I always read all the licensing agreement. Once I'm happy with that, and if you're happy with that, accept and go to Next. Take the first option, go with all of the defaults, and then just install the software. The software goes and installs. That's finished. Little message telling me that it's the after installation, what I should do next, which is pretty much going to be part 3 of this. So that's done, the software is installed, and I'm ready now to do the setup. The setup here is part 3. And for that, again, we're going to go back to the CS1032 site just so that you know exactly where this is. So the lessons, from lessons, again, I'm going into the Week 1 HTML to find the link. First thing I'm going to do, though, is open up the lessons for this and look at the slides for this part of the course. And I'm going to go down to slide 60, starts the instructions on how to publish a web page at Western. So I'll start at this page here and read what's in there. And then I'm going to go down to page 61 that gives me the instructions and actually the information that I really need to do this. Once I do this, this is going to show what the host name is. So now I'll start the software. And I notice now here the setup is a little bit different than what's on the screen there for the lesson plan. But the most important thing there is I'm going to enter in the host name. And the host name is panther.uwo.ca. That's panther.uwo.ca. The port number is 22. I'm going to leave that at 22. And I'm going to type in my username. And again, this is my UWO username. So I type that in and my password. And I'm going to go to login once this is done and check and make sure everything's worked okay. The other site there I can leave blank, get back to that in a second. Use of this, okay, telling me that's fine. In I go, and now I've got my SFTC client software is up and running. This is fine, everything works on there. It's the two sections. The left-hand side is my local machine, the right-hand side is the web page. I'm going to close this out, and now I want to do setup, but I'm going to save it this time. So same thing, I click on the software, start the software, and there's my login. Again, I'm going to type in the same host name, panther.uwo.ca. Again, port number leaving that 22. The username, the UWO username and password. And the private key file section there, just leave that blank. Don't worry about that right now. Only instead of login this time, I'm going to go down to save, and I'm going to save this. It saves it by default at the name of that. It's a good name to give it. Now I'm going to do the login. Continue. Only you notice with this, with the login, it's still going to ask you for the password for security's sake. This is nice, so that's just an extra layer of security. Type in your password, UWO password, goes in, and again, we're all set up. Again, the left-hand side is your local computer. The right-hand side is actually the website. So I'll go to the public area. There you'll notice there's always already an index HTML that's got default information in there. To publish or to put a file into this area, it's as simple as on the left side in your local machine, get to the directory you want, and then drag the file over. Now in this case, a copy of it already exists, and then just say yes, it overwrites it, and we're all done. Now with that, we've set up and we've published to the web space at UWO. Thank you.